Alright, I think the stream may be up. Alrighty. What the fuck? Alright, yeah, it looks like this shit is live now. Alright. We should be live now. I don't know, I'm still messing with this. What's poppin', everybody? Alrighty. Alright, cool. It looks like we're live here. But yeah, cheers. Anyone's watching, probably what, 3 people watching this bitch. I don't know why it says stream offline, but it has that other stream. But anyways, I wanted to go over some markets here. The last video I did, let me go see what I went over. I went over buying this, which I took some profit in this, and this is coming back down. This is the yen, basically long yen, which if the dollar breaks out, this should continue higher. If it gets back under here, I'll reevaluate that. But if there was the let me just do some post-mortem to clarify. Bitcoin long's getting wrecked, but I think that's going to bottom. All these kind of played out where they gapped up on earnings and shit. There was the yen idea. BMNR still not ready. CoreWeave's not ready. Bitcoin and Fermi are in dog shit still. Meta's still shit. But yeah, those are the recent videos I did. Like I said, I'm trying to pump out videos, do postmortems, and then pepper in analysis and other shit along the way. So back to the content of the video. We could start with the main markets. Let me just go look at these. And basically here is like the main markets which you could touch on. And then individuals, which I have all these riddled with VPOCs, which will go to the SPX, so it'll clean it up. So this is the most popular traded market in the US, which is the SPY, SPX, ES futures, what have you. You know, we dropped off highs 3%. I think we're going to get still a 10% correction, which would put us right 10 to 15% correction is what I'm thinking. We'll see if we're going to get it. The reason why I'm saying that is just because the market is due to pull back before we can go higher. We can't go higher. We have tried to go higher. We failed. You know, and the buyers, if everybody's long, there's no one left to buy, so you need to wash them out. I think Friday was short covering, because when you see a gap up and just go like this, that means this isn't new money longs. This is just shorts covering. It's my 2 cents, you know, but I could be wrong. Who knows? So I believe just as quick as this went up, it would retrace back down, which would be, you know, bearish to stocks, the main markets. If we look at SMH, this is now off its highs, making lower highs on the hourly, you know, but again, big pop here on Friday. And again, without SMH, it's going to be tough for these stocks to go, for the market to go higher, because SMH is the market, which is basically, you know, 5, 6 stocks. I mean, NVIDIA is one of them. We can look at NVIDIA or what have you. But again, the momentum's off its low, so you should get some pop. But again, I think it's going to be subdued coming into the week. But if not, I'll be ready to go long QLD, which I was waiting to go long this if it got above here. This is the leveraged NASDAQ. If we're going higher, this will go higher. But you can see this tried to break out here. We got to close above this resistance here, but it still came back into range and now broke this uptrend line. I have the sell signal printing. So price looks like it could move lower. We could chop around. And if you see, I went over this in other videos, the markets love to pull back and correct before they go higher to certain Fibonacci levels. So if you draw from this low to this high, you know, this is called a swing leg, whatever you want to call it. So you could see we've retraced deep, but not very deep. So even now this retrace, it gets deep and then they just come back in and buy it, which they bought it right off this, you know, prior high right here back in August 2025. And again, this is basically QQQ. The NASDAQ, it's just leveraged. I think it's 2x leveraged. So if my short narrative is wrong, I'll be coming out to buy the shit out of this next week to hedge my shorts in the near term and maybe even buy some. Again, we're not going to go up without semiconductors. And this is a 3x semiconductor Soxel, you know, which again, you know, pulled back viciously and then they just came out and buying it. But the main companies that had earnings was shitty, you know. I mean, Microsoft is in the woodshed. A lot of these things are due for a bounce. You could see Microsoft, it's bouncing right off this prior, whatever they call this, support structure or whatever. There's a lot of order flow in here. So, you know, just as you broke it up, you know, you come back and test. And there's the gap here. I do like Microsoft long, though, for a tactical long. Because if it's going to rally back, this could be the bottom. You stop out at 390, basically. And then you could buy some at the money calls, out of the money calls. Again, I trade a lot of options. So for example, if I were to price out a trade on this, which that's going to be the goal, is to do like quick 5-minute videos of, hey, check out this trade idea. And then we could follow up and say, oh, that was shitty as hell, you know, or hey, that one was amazing and we slayed it, yo, holla. But again, this is like what I want to start to see. So this could be a potential idea on Microsoft, where we already know it tried to go lower. It had a shave bottom close on this day, Thursday. Friday it came out rallying, you know, but the momentum is still near its lows. It needs to get a little bit more oomph on the step. So buying now would be a bit early. What I would like to do, and what I pretty much do, is just like this. I simply find, I've been looking at charts forever, for like 15 years straight. 16 years. So, you know, my eyes and brain are just trained to see things when I look at a chart. But, you know, I keep my mind open and I learn shit every day. But what I would like to see play out is something like this, where we get up back above this resistance, boom, you know, dance around maybe, and then go. Oh, shit. Basically, and then go. This is what I would like to see on this market, on Microsoft. If this occurs, you know, then again, we'll be buyers. Either some calls, some weekly calls, or, you know, maybe some out of the money. We'll just see. We have to just see. So, again, the broad markets, the broad indexes look rather weak, like they're going to flush. We just have to see what we're going to get. But stand by for a second. Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, babe? Double click the speaker thing. Hold on, I'll send you a video. Stand by. All right. Sorry about that, freaking women. All right. So essentially, again, here's the SPY, which we don't have a new high. So if this can get back above here and break out, then again, I will switch my tune and my deltas to be more net long versus short. If you look at the EEM here, this looks like it's going to more than likely correct, is how I have a theory on this. Now, as you could see, the momentum is making lower highs. It's trying to get one last gasp. Just like the stock market, everything basically bottomed in April and went straight up. Now, this is basically a dollar play, which if you think the dollar's going to bottom, which I believe it's going to bottom, if not already has here, we'll get one more washout, and then the dollar should be bottoming and then rally. If the dollar does rally, which this is UUP, an ETF that you can buy, then that will spell, bad news for, again, stocks and gold and silver, because those usually do bad when the dollar is strong. So, again, I have a long dollar narrative going into this year. Short bonds, but it's still a mixed bag here. This is also a very important chart to watch in 2026. What are bonds going to do? These going down means interest rates are going up, which fucks people royally, especially, if you're trying to buy a house. It's not good. The Fed can try to print money and buy the back end of the curve, but they're already printing $40 billion a month and buying the front end of the curve. That's what's so ridiculous. It's like if things were so great and things were so bullish and the liquidity was great, the Fed wouldn't be printing $40 billion a month every month since, I think they started in November or December, buying T-bills to then suppress those rates purposely and then give that money, to banks, and they throw it into the system to get it going. So that's how, that's what this market's pricing off of. Is this going to rally? And again, I have these little keywords here. Or is it not going to rally? And then gold, I believe this is going to correct to at least 380, 400. This is the GLD ETF. I'm also short gold still, and I'm short silver. Same logic. Silver with a deeper, nasty correction. But I believe this is going to also ultimately come back down to reality. Maybe catch bids at 50. But if it comes all the way back down to 35 in reality, that would be epic. But this was just all fucking stupid retail. Mostly probably Reddit, Wall Street kids. Again, thinking they're making it. And then bam, they just get margin called. A lot of people lost a lot of money on this day. For damn sure. If we look at IBIT, the same shit. But again, I'm long. I've been long this. I did liquidate some. But now I believe, it's finding a near-term bottom here as well. Which, could it go lower? For sure. Obviously, you don't have so much because this is not the actual Bitcoin. But, this thing already got annihilated. And I believe it's going to get a dead cat bounce. Which Bitcoin probably will hit 100K, 105K. While this will get back up in here. And let me go look at the Bitcoin spot. Just so we could see. And yeah. The 100K is up here, the 80K up here. We definitely should get up here and retest this low that it broke, which would be the 80K mark. And then maybe we could roll back down on Bitcoin. It had this whatever rising wedge pattern or falling wedge, sideways wedge, whatever. Bear flag. Here's the flagpole, here's the flag. It broke right here as the sell signal printed. But again, if NASDAQ is going to go higher, is it going to pull Bitcoin? They've been not really correlated, but now they're kind of moving in lockstep. But obviously the indexes have been a lot more stronger than Bitcoin because of the semiconductor shit. Because the rest of the tech stock has got taken to the woodshed, shitting the bed. So again, you're not going to have a big market go up without SMH or XLK. If these aren't going higher, the market will not go higher, which the market, again, is QQQ and SPY. And again, while I'm looking at QQQ, this is like a diamond type what have you pattern where, again, they bought this support here and this uptrend line. We need this to break, and I was just marking out another 12 to 15% correction. If this market gets that, that would put the Qs at around 550 area, which would line up with buyers probably coming in because you have this double top type here, and then new old resistance. You know, we broke above it back here, it became new support, and then price couldn't get back under this line. Let me move this, which is basically the 540 area. So I believe 540 would be a nice pit stop for this market to break down to, which if the QQQs does break down to 540, that would probably be a great buying opportunity into year end, because we should rally into maybe September, October. We'll see. Those are usually the bearish months, or maybe even to 27. But this shit is all coming down. If we do catch a bid here and rally, we'll have one more new high that we make on the markets on the daily, weekly charts, and then that should be it. But, you know, we could chop around in this big-ass range just like we have been. The market hasn't really gone anywhere since September, you know, of last year. You know, we rallied out here in August and then just gone sideways. You know, you can mark out a box. You know, so there's building up steam for its next move. Because the more you chop in a range, you know, the orders get built up, and then you're going to get the breakout or the breakdown. Anybody's guess here. Again, I'm tilting towards breakdown based off what I'm seeing, but I change my mind like my underwear once a week. Now, it could be daily, hourly, depending on the chart or what have you. And then another group I'm long is oil. It's breaking out nicely. I had this drawn up, this little squiggle. But, you know, is it going to stall? This also needs to get out of this box. If oil gets back up above this, USO, then we're going to be off to the races, which will also be bad for a lot of people, because a lot of people don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of because of the K-shaped economy killing folks. So oil going up is only going to hurt people worse because, again, we already have inflation. You know, your groceries are way more than they have ever been. Your rents are still high. Your mortgages are not going down. Everything's going up except people's paychecks. We haven't had wage growth expand forever. So if you have to throw on oil another $1 higher per gallon or what have you, based off USO and oil going up, gas is going to get, you know, out of control. And we can look at the gas futures, which are RBOB right here, which here's a squiggle I've had for months. And look, it looks like it's finally going to break the hell out, which I'll set an alert here. And this is actual gas prices. This is the price per gallon of gas across the nation, and then each state or whatever city, county adds their fucking fees, taxes, and all that shit. So it's about $1.98, almost $2 a gallon. You know, the low we had recently was in March of last year. We hit $1.50 a gallon, essentially. So this is a bull wedge, bull flag, whatever the hell you want to call it. And more times than not, when you see this pattern, this goes higher, not lower, meaning we should get gas and oil, natural gas. Energy is in play. Probably the uranium shit is going to come back into play. But again, I'm building longs in a lot of oil, gas, and chemical names right now. Like the cyclical bullshit, you know, that the narrative they're trading. Here's one that I'm long now and plan to keep adding to, CC. Here's another chemical one, Dow. Long and planning to add to. Everything had round bottoms and they just put in their breakout leg to continue higher. Another one is CE, another chemical name. And then some energy names, CNQ. And this one planning to add, just ripping. Rig is another one I'm in, planning to add, just ripping. So again, you have oil and energy stocks ripping. So again, that should translate to higher oil, higher natural gas, higher gasoline prices. Let's go look at UNG too. All right, cool. All right, yeah, here we go. And here's UNG, which is nat gas, which is very volatile and has been. But again, I have this squiggle where it did break out, and then we had this nasty correction based off it being like a warmer winter, but who knows? They all just make shit up. But we're still holding this uptrend line, essentially here, which you could just draw this here. Kind of steep, but again, if this breaks, it should catch bids in here, and then if not, then yeah, the natural gas long narrative would be off the table. But again, I still think higher oil is going to happen, which is still an energy player theme. If I need to hedge this near term, you can look at, I think it's coal. Yeah, coal. So I could hedge with coal, natural gas. So if this starts to go up, that means your natural gas longs are fucking taking heat. So this is an inverse ETF of that position. And again, I'm just covering these. I did some go on tangents, but basically, again, these are, if you haven't watched, these are the main asset classes that separate the market. You know, top down, and then you can dissect each of these to see how they're moving with or against each other, and then how the individual, you know, names or ETFs that make up these broader markets are moving. Here's commodities, which this is basically shit that we eat. This one. There's another one, but it has a lot of energy in it, so I like that one, because oil and they have metals. DBC is one, but this has metals. You have some gold in it and oil, so it's gonna move differently. See, this move corrected just like gold. You see that? So DBC, even though it is mixed, the gold will skew it either positively or negatively, where DBA gives you a cleaner view of how commodities are moving: coffee, cattle, corn, etc. These might have changed, but this just gives me a snapshot of, again, the basket of what's in this. Because again, I could go look, like another few trades I'm building longs in is soybeans right here, SOYB. If this breaks out, that'll be great, but not good for people, the economy. Let me see what wheat was doing. Here's wheat, another that did break out, but it does have some resistance here it has to get above. But here's one that's going to be a great buy as well. Wheat, I plan on pressing this, and we can go check out corn as well. Right here, corn fund. Again, this is the weakest of all the, you know, the grains. But again, we have a low, we have a higher low, we have momentum making a new high from this high right here, so that's bullish, and then we have it bouncing off that. So we'll just see, you know, but when you see things like this, these little type signals, this usually leads to prices appreciating, not depreciating, but again, we'll see. So that's that. Let me see what else. These are my main markets. I'm planning on, mostly A-Lab was going to be hopefully the biggest position I generate in 26. If we do end up getting bullish and the AI theme and shit lives on, A-Lab is one I like higher. Again, it's building up steam in this zone. Is it going to break up or break down? The momentum is, you know, mixed bag, not enough clues. You did get some decent volume, but again, like I said, on the other equities, is this new money longs or short covering rally taking profits? Until we get above here, which again, my little squigs will be up, boom, 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 is what I want to see on this market. Whoops, this fucking squiggly thing. Let me use my squaggles. I'm not as good with that. Boom, boom, boom. That's what I want to see on A-Lab, and I will press this. AMD, I may do some bottom buying, but I feel like this could possibly break this low and head back down to 150s or 100s. So I'm not looking to press that. App got taken to the woodshed as well, but again, it's got some support it's coming into, but this will be another great AI buy for, you know, a 12 to 24 month hold or what have you. Same with Avgo, another AI buy, but this, again, just like I mentioned, this may need to go deeper, maybe correct, come back down to this 250, 240 area before buyers step in. BE was slaying it, you know, from here all the way to here. Epic looks like a Bitcoin chart, and now it's struggling, but this is one I plan to buy on deep pullbacks on the daily chart. Same with this one, you know, pretty much all these. Reddit, you know, again, I think this is going to be a great buy, but, you know, it broke this and just flushed. Now it's coming into this 120. So ideally, if this stock is not a piece of shit, which I don't think it is, the 120 area should hold, or the 80 area if it happens to break that. You know, but anywhere in this zone would be great buys for it to get back up and test this 250 or 280, you know, 260 highs right here on Reddit. NVIDIA's in like no man's land. I like been short this, and I'm still short, but I will cover my shorts if we break. I had older videos, you could see I had a 200 short stop out. So if NVIDIA gets back above 200 and claims it with strength, momentum, volume supporting that, then again the stocks, the broad markets, QQQ SPY should end up going higher. MU, I'm actually short this. I just hate this stock. All it does is go up. So I've been shorting it all throughout up in this area. Small, but once I get more signals, I'll be pressing this into a huge short. So MU will probably be one of my bigger shorts. And on that note, another one I'm shorting the shit out of is SanDisk. Who the fuck is using SanDisk? What was that? Our little SD cards from the 80s? No. But check out this. This was a $40 stock in August. 50 all the way up to 700. No way. For what? I mean, the AI theme. I mean, how good are your chips? Do they come with dip, salsa? Get the fuck out of here. So this needs to come back to reality after rallying only 1,800, 1,700%, you know, in what, 5-6 months or what have you. Light, this one's slaying it. I'm in this one. I do want to add on dips if it ever pulls back, but this thing is just taking off. As you can see with the momentum off the charts, big volume. But I don't know if this is, you know, retail chasing now, because this is a big red volume bar on this day. You know, which usually means, you know, people are selling, of course. Maybe they were buying. So, you know, distribution, not accumulation. But we will see. Again, this is just like my long-term AI baskets. And then AOI, COHR, and NET are like more momentum plays. This one got taken down. NET, I think this is one of those software as a service. And yeah, and the rest of these are kind of like either crypto miners, you know, or what have you, that all got taken to the woodshed when, you know, crypto and Bitcoin shit the bed. And then here are some other ones that are on my longer term buy and hold list as they dip. But a lot of these are either too oversold or too overbought for me to enter anything now. What was I going to say about one of the other ones? Fuck, I forgot. But anyways, I'll wrap this up. I'm going to try to do some other short-term peppering videos as I mess with these settings. And again, try to stay consistent. But I was just busy as hell actually trading and what have you. So, yeah, any questions, holla. Any stocks somebody wants to look at, holla. Hopefully this stream wasn't too shitty with the quality. I'll be messing with that. Anybody has any tips, tricks, or suggestions on that, holla at me. But yeah, other than that, we'll see what we're going to get coming into next week. Futures open tomorrow at 6 p.m. And we'll see how Bitcoin trades for the rest of the weekend. Which we can go look at the bit right now. Let me go look at a 1 hour chart. So yeah, it came off the low here. We got the quick buy signal, the green paint printing, but it is stalling here now up in this area. So I got alerts set here and here. So if these trigger, I'll maybe make some adjustments on crypto. But ideally, again, I'm looking for a near-term bottom and a rally up on cryptos and crypto altcoins, main coins. Fucking Circle. Let's go look at Circle. Circle's one I have on the radar too, because when this rallies back, this should get bids, which this got taken to the woodshed as well. But anyways, all right, guys, I'm going to end it here. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Cheers. Peace.